Dr. Lynn Rogers, and the most special part of this couple is Donna Rogers.
Donna!
And we're going to bring Donna on here right now. She's coming over, and I don't know if anybody knows it, but she's French. Slide over, Donna.
That's all I know.
We've got you as a French person, and then we've got an Irish person. We've got definitely a good representation out here of what?
Of the Bears?
Okay, the Bears. Oh, here we go. But you don't need to swallow the microphone this time.
Okay.
Actually, if you talk a little away from it, it works out nicer. But Dr. Rogers, are you coming out here with us, or are you going to stand there?
Absolutely. Yes.
And Judy, where are you going?
And you're asking what do we represent? What did she say? The Bears? Absolutely.
Sharon, are you coming out here?
I was wondering if I could say something before we talk about whatever you're talking about.
You can, but we've got a strict program to follow. And for a $5 donation, we'll let you talk.
Okay.
We got a match right now, you know.
He might have
it. It would be like giving 10.
I doubt
it would be like giving 10.
I would like to say,
okay.
I did want to say how I think Spencer is the best person here. He is just so much fun. I'm sorry. You guys are good too. But honestly, when he gets on there, he speaks so well, and he's so energetic, and he's so much fun. And have you ever seen the Bugs Bunny cartoons where there's a carrot, and then all the Bugs Bunny goes floating towards the carrot? Well, that's how he is with kids. He's here, and the kids just go. The bunny? The kids just float towards him because he's so much fun, and he tells them such great things. He's so knowledgeable. And then I did want to say that you guys are so much fun. I have enjoyed watching. It's just a great thing to watch. And I did want to say, even though I don't want to say anything good right now, because
wow, you've already blown that.
Because we had a terrible ride here from the house. But I did want to say that Lynn is doing something that no one else can do, and no one will ever be able to do, because his techniques with the Bears are unique, and no one else can follow in his footsteps because to follow rules, or it's not that he doesn't follow rules, but he just understands the Bears, and he knows how he can work with them without drugging, and putting collars on without drugs is just amazing. So I just wanted to say he is a genius in what he does, and I hope that he can show all the things that he has done here before anything happens to him, like today when he said, "I might call you, I'm almost out of gas." And I said, "Oh."
That's not a first.
No, but I said, "Well, don't you have gas in the can in your car?" "Oh, yeah. Well, I said, "Well, don't call me before you put the gas in the car."
I can't believe that he would pressure you like that. That he would pay you $100 to say all those nice things. Is it because it turns into $200? Because right now we just had a very soft moment. We had a carrot chaser. We had a genius. We're pretty good. And we're just wondering, Dr. Rogers, where Donna falls.
She's the queen.
She's the what?
She's the queen.
The queen.
We wouldn't have a Bear Center if it wasn't for her, actually.
Okay.
Yep. And what I was saying a little bit earlier today, that it's just, I just so fortunate that she stood by me like she has to make this Bear Center. And Well, I don't want to tell all the stuff that she did, but it was, we wouldn't have it if it wasn't for her.
You know, I've known you for a fair amount of years, and I'd say that you just had an emotional moment there. And I mean that. You really did. And that's very, very nice.
Well,
but, you know, we were kind of hoping for a little bit more of a poke and jab session. But instead, we've got a very, very nice, wonderful get-together here. We had a ugly trip here, so maybe you had a revelation on the way here. And you were thinking, you know, we better really start talking nice about each other. Were those roads that bad, Donna?
They are very slippery tonight.
Are they?
It's snowing hard right now.
Okay.
I couldn't believe she called me a genius.
Well,
I can believe that.
Oh, you can?
Yeah, because
you can.
You picked her.
Oh, right.
There you go.
That's how it is. Yeah, people that don't think I'm so bright, then they see who I married, and they say, "Lynn, you are a genius."
and you pass some of your genius onto your family.
Yeah. So yeah.
Right.
And yeah.
That's really neat. And you've got a family. And you've got grandkids.
Right.
How many grandkids do you have?
5.
5 grandkids. Have we ever talked about that? What's their names?
Oh, that's a hard one.
I know it gets hard, don't it? But I'll bet you Donna can name them.
I can, but I don't want to talk about
But we want to say hi to the grandkids out there and all the daughters.
Right.
All the daughters that are out there. And the family's always good to say hi to. So
Yes.
say hi.
Hello. I hope you're watching.
If you're not, you're in trouble. No, I'm just kidding. But either way, we have a big night here going, and they're really stepping up to the plate. We just had our first match at 10 minutes to 6, and it's for $1,500.
Wow.
And Judy stretched it out till 7:00 p.m. To meet this match, and our goal is to hit $42,000 to repair the pond, redo it, actually, the lower basin, not the falls. But I got to tell you something right now. We were at last count, $28,000 some odd dollars are going to get an update. $29,000 right now.
Wow.
What's that?
Wow.
$29,208. They'll have to let us know how much we've got toward our $1,500 goal. If you could text Judy, that'd be great. But we are really honored to have you two here again tonight.
That is 29,000 is amazing right now,
isn't it?
To me, it is. Yeah.
Last year at this time at about 1150. We were sweating it at $29,000 some odd dollars, and we had some people pull through and put us over $30,000 at the last minute.
Wow!
This year it is barely after 6, and we are at $29,000, and we've got a match.
Yeah, and Doc.
Wow!
Doc, you know you are. Well, you're the genius. You're the bear man. But okay, I mean Donna said that, so it's true. So you know. Being the senior biologist, founder, and all that good stuff, why do we need a new pond? I mean, what does it mean for a bear? What does that water mean for a bear?
The pond is one of the most popular parts of our enclosure. When they come out of their pens, they come down here, they check for food, they get in the pond, and that's where they do a lot of play. It's a major part of their environment here, and when it gets to be low water, it's just not the same. So
is that what you see in the wild too? I mean, is that what you see in a bear's life?
When it's on the hot days, and we see bears coming into the place where we feed them, they're very often wet. So. Well, especially at the WRI because they've just got out of the little lake.
So the pond is key to this environment here.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah, right. Yep. And when we expand the enclosure, which is a little premature to be talking about, but we'll probably have to put in a couple more little ponds.
Yeah, very good idea. Very good idea.
Right. Yeah, they got to have water. Yeah.
And let's ask Donna. Donna, what do you see as the pond's importance to the bears?
Draws people in by watching them. They always ask if the bear's going in to swim. They say swim. And they love that. And I think it's healthy for the bears to get in water. It is for people. That's good exercise.
Yes.
And the bears seem to enjoy as they play with each other, and they have a good time, and that's very good for their mental status.
Yes. Yes. We seem to have some tickle throats here. Maybe you need a drink of water too, huh?
No, I'm okay.
Okay,
no,
good.
Okay.
But we want to just right now take just a second and say hi out there. Welcome to Give to the Max. We're with Dr. Lynn Rogers and Lynn's wife, Donna Rogers. And, of course, they are both 100% instrumental in thinking and thought start of the North American Bear Center, and then the development and the growth of the Bear Center goes out to all the volunteers, these two also, and everybody that's been here. But we want to thank you for joining us, because it's exciting for us to be able to get them here because of their busy lives. They are always going and doing something, and they're here to help us get to that $42,000 goal to replace the lower pond so that it is correct and right, and that our bears can enjoy it, and they can have. You said a big word today that it helps with. What was that?
Well, okay, I think
educate us.
It was that well, one thing that it helps to avoid them having heat problems, and then it helps to avoid captive psychoses.
I like that word.
Which is repetitive behaviors. I know big words, but yeah, right. And I can say them over and over again.
It's like watching tennis on TV.
Right, yeah. Oh yeah, maybe that's why I like tennis so much. Right? Yeah. And so, but what I was thinking when we were, what I was saying is that there wouldn't be a Bear Center without Donna. But it wouldn't be what it is without the people right there.
Yeah, and that is spoken so well. That really is.
Right.
Because I think you guys know over the years, even somebody given 10 minutes of their time, to 10 hours, to 10 days, to 10 years, to 10 months, or 10 months to 10 years, to all the years you've given, has been important to the North American Bear Center and Northwoods Ecology Hall. Am I correct?
The volunteers I've met here from all countries have been so amazing. I love every one of them, and they're so positive and so energetic, and I really, really can't believe all they do. We count on them because they do so much that if they weren't here, it would be really hard to do anything.
Very well spoken. Right. Very well spoken.
Yeah.
You know, and we got, and as we ask Judy and Sharon, and we get them involved a little bit, do you guys have any questions for Donna or Lynn that would come to mind?
Well, I have a question for Dr. Rogers, and that's, of course, we've talked about the importance of the pond for the bears. The phrase that Scott used is the lower pond, because that must mean that there's going to be an upper pond.
Hey.
So the value.
He's forward thinking.
He is. Anyway,
they're playing with words.
Looking forward, and we do go forward with the reconstruction of this pond. How do you think Ted's going to do in that pond?
I think Ted's going to have a good time, and it's big enough that he won't be able to touch bottom all over it.
Yeah.
We're going to see Ted swim.
That's a good idea, and that's very good for his joints.
Yeah.
You know,
right.
It is, like Donna said, you know, that exercise in that water helps the body, doesn't it?
Yep, it's the best exercise because it doesn't hurt your body.
Right. You know, and one of the questions that I have is, I was really surprised to see bears blow bubbles. And I've seen it with the bears many times in the pond. Ted blows bubbles. I've seen Holly.
Ted blows bubbles.
Seen Holly do it too. And it's almost like they're so enjoying that water in that pond that there is that what it is? Is it an enjoyment for them that they're experiencing?
I think
is that just breathing?
It might be that too, but I love to watch them blow bubbles, and then when they get the water swirling around there, it seems like Ted likes to get that water swirling, and the more it swirls, the higher it splashes on his face, and I think that's a good thing for him because it's probably pretty hard for him to go like Lucky. You know, Lucky hits himself on the head, and it's probably pretty hard with Ted, and as large as he is, to move his elbows that much.
So with it deeper, he might not be swirling it so much. He might just sink into it.
He might. He might. We hope he floats. Another question. This is another biology question again. Lucky is the big swimmer. He likes the pond a lot. But when he goes in there, especially on a hot day, Lucky always throws water on his ears and his face and his muzzle. What does that mean?
He's just trying to cool off, and I've seen it with wild bears the same way. They get into in shallow water, and then they want to bring the water up onto their head.
There it is. Well spoken. So right now we are at about 6:14, and do we know what our number is so far?
29,358.
29,358. We're wondering if you guys can get this $1,500 match kicked in. And we don't know how much is toward that match right now, but we got to make $1,500 before 7 o'clock. And I happen to know we've got a pretty good fundraiser here, and I would bet that you're an excellent fundraiser. And so what we're trying to do here is explain why we got to do the pond. That the pond it's important for Ted to be able to splash in this pond. I know the last time he looked at it, I think he was a little disappointed. He's like, what happened to the pond? The water was down that low. It was to show how that bolt crack was really leaking a lot more than we had expected.
And then it doesn't stay so clear either when it's low like that.
Correct.
All the critters can grow in there. And
yes. So we need some help out there to reach that $1,500 match. We're looking for some help. We got Spencer walking in circles. He's trying to get energy going so that he can talk next and have a real energetic time. And we might even have to put him on with Donna and have a little fun. But either way, we are excited to be here, are we not?
Absolutely.
Not fun?
Right.
do you think if the pond is deeper, will we get frogs again in there? It was so much fun when Lucky would catch the frogs with his paw. I mean, he would just catch it on top of his paw. He didn't hurt them. But he would dive in there, catch the frog. Well, he'd lift it up and watch it, and then it would hop off, and he'd let it swim a ways, and he'd go in again, and he would catch it again. And remember that?
Well, herein lies the problem. We have Tasha.
Oh,
does she eat frogs?
Did she eat them?
I believe she would. I'm not going to say anything bad about my little bear, but
frog legs are a delicacy.
They are a delicacy, but they're a French delicacy, aren't they?
Do bears eat frogs? Do bears eat frogs?
No.
But they can play with them and maul them, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, we'll have to get some tougher frogs. Right?
Right, yeah, bullfrog.
Well, I should never say never about eating a frog, but it's not something I found in the scats, looking at thousands of scats, and not something I've seen them do when we were walking with them.
Well, that's an interesting note. We have a report?
$29,658.
$29,658.
Wow, that's
Is there any way to
incredible.
find out how we're doing toward our match?
I'm asking.
Okay.
I'm
That's
asking.
incredible.
It is incredible, is it not?
We are so thankful.
What was
Oh, my goodness.
something you guys said a couple of minutes ago was, and I was looking at some of the comments from past years when people gave, and I mean, I'm always saying thank you to people that gave, but I was just, it humbled me a bit to see the people thanking us for what we do here, what you guys do here, and what you've made this with the support of all the people that are giving, and they just are happy to be a part of a thing that uses 100% of their money for what it's supposed to go to. We don't take any overhead, and seeing that it is a mission that the people, when they give, are joining. It's we're sharing. It's I shouldn't even be thanking people. I mean, it's that we're all working together towards a
Wow. Wow. Now you're kicking in.
Wow.
He is kicking in. Donna, can you follow up on that?
Well, I was thinking that we are very fortunate with all your support and all your good comments and just coming here and all. We've been able to keep wonderful staff here who hardly are paid, but we've got Scott.
Well, that is interesting, too. I shouldn't talk about salaries here, but no, Scott says no.
Yeah.
No, what we want to talk about is...
But they're very good, very dedicated and good.
But
very good.
The interesting thing is that there's nobody here really working for the money. It's what people are paid here is for the mission, and they're working out of passion. Because if they were here for the money, like Scott, he could be making double the money if he just wanted to drive to Virginia and work at the car dealership there. He's a expert at that. They want him, but he stays here, and so.
You wouldn't have as much fun.
Yes,
bears, cars, bears.
Yeah,
we'll go there.
No, Scott is, and that's what happens. What the Bears do to people.
We have fun.
Of course, you do have fun.
Update.
$30,058.
You're kicking him in. 30,000. Go, Donna. Hold the microphone. Don't be afraid of it. I'm okay with that.
Oh my goodness. Sometimes in that office when I walk in, I think, I don't know what's going on here. They're working hard, but they all look guilty. Especially that one.
Yeah.
How is that possible?
I don't know if things turned because
I don't know.
They'd be having fun with each other. Now they're picking on us.
I know. This is not good.
Very good. It means we're having fun.
Yes, we're having a good time.
We do have fun. And I don't want to leave out John.
No, we never leave out John.
No.
John won't allow us to.
No.
But with the 30,000, I just got to break in. 30,000, and we've got Facebook Live going, and I know we got some Facebook people. I know we have Facebook people. Tell your friends to get on that Facebook Live. Get on there. We are on right now, so get on North American Bear Center Facebook page. You can watch this group live, and we're going to be on for a little bit, so tell your friends, get on and watch this live because you only seen it here. Now, I know it's also getting video recorded, okay, for future. We got chat, and, it's bear.org. I mean, we've got all kinds of ways to share with your friends through social media, whether it's Twitter or whatever it is you do, or the plain old call up your friends on a telephone. That works too, but do it before midnight. But I'd really like you to do it before 7 o'clock tonight.
Thank you. You know how to keep us on track.
I want the money for the Bear. I do too.
Yep.
Let's do it for the Bears. Let's do it for the Bears.
And you, I don't know if I should tell this, our director of education is a total volunteer.
We have mentioned that.
It's good though. And I remember back when you were not the director of education, you were a volunteer here, learning the ropes, and you developed the reputation for if you want something done, give it to Judy. You know how to get things done.
Well, I think I'm in company with a lot of people around here that want to get stuff done because we're a young organization right here, 11 years, and just look at what's happened.
We're already beyond my dream, but the dream keeps getting bigger. And there's people here that make that happen, And they're not all here. Some important people are out there, I think, listening, that have made major difference for us. Oh.
30,568. We're just about to 31.
30.
We are not that far off of our goal of 6 o'clock.
30,568.
30,568. Yep.
And our goal was to be at 31.5 at 6 o'clock, but we had this wonderful match come in, so we're not that far off of our goal.
Yeah.
We're doing a great job out there. Thank you, team.
And I'd like to say I have gone to Colorado, that's where our daughter lives, and gone to some of the wildlife museums there and, butterfly museums. And I think this has everything beat. It's just incredible here with all the different ways you can learn, with listening, watching, touching. We have everything here that anybody could want if they wanted to learn about the bears and all the other critters that run around in the bears area. Right. So I want you to know that this is a really, really incredible place. And thank you so much for making it be an incredible place with helping with whatever you've done, whatever you've donated or volunteered or anything that you've done is very appreciated. Thank you so much.
Yep. And we keep thinking of more to do here.
I know. I could think we could learn more about the insects and there's so much to learn. And butterflies, learn more about them. We do have that garden that attracts many different kinds of bees. And if we had a bee expert, it'd be fun to have them stand there and point to people, what is this kind of bee and where does it live? And a lot of people think they just live in honey hives, but that's not true. There's a lot of different kinds of bees here, and they do many different things. And so it'd be fun just to learn.
And Donna is really into the pollinators, and that goes with the beautiful flowers and the Bear Foods garden that she has made. And she's just always trying to think of a way to make it more educational, and we've got ideas for that.
And that's exciting in itself. And we look forward to expansion and growth in all areas. And the Ely area is such a diverse area. I mean, it offers a lot. And you're saying there's two forests that come together here. And what is it? The boreal forest and the deciduous forest. And the deciduous forest. We got something
about over there.
$31,200. Wait. $31,488. $31,488.
We need $12 more.
It's going up so fast. It's sick.
Holy
what is going on?
We got it.
Wow. Here you go, Donna.
People are pushing buttons and stuff out there.
We are done. They're staying till midnight. We're going to let stage 2 take over.
We're 75% there, but it ain't. Somebody said it ain't over until it's over.
That's right.
Oh. Is that what they say?
I think some person said that somewhere, but we're 75% right now of our goal of 42. We need 42,000, and who do we need it for? The Bears.
Yes.
So fabulous, 75%. I mean, that we just in the last 15, 20 minutes, we've got
$31,633.
Oh my gosh, we said $12? What do they do? They're not listening to us. They got their own ideas.
Okay, all right.
Let's
we got to be professional here.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so wonderful.
You almost want to sing, here we go, loop-de-loo. But I mean, we are, okay, Donna. Here we go, loop-de-lie.
Okay, we can sing now. What's the third line?
All Saturday night. But anyway, we want to say thank you. We're climbing quick now, and we were looking for that burst. We were looking for that burst. Update.
All right, this is on the match. We have $495 left for the match.
Now, remember, $495
by 7?
By 7 o'clock.
Wow, that'll happen.
Come on.
35 minutes to go.
Yep, we need $495 for that $1,500 match, and then we get another $1,500.
And the best part is, we could also get a drawing.
Yeah.
We've had a lot of activity this hour. We got a lot of people pumping in those donations. We could maybe get even a ticket, a golden ticket. So how about another $495 because that means whatever you've been donating, well, is doubled.
And, we brought up Facebook Live, something we're doing that's new and different, but yet we want to talk to you out there that's from bear.org right now, because your group and the Give to the Max group and the group out there is really, really kicking it in and helping us out. Are they not?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You got a double microphone. Feel like you're on CBS. You're on an ABC.
Seems like I should tell a lie.
Oh, geez. Wow. No politics at the Bear Center. but anyway, we really want to say thank you. We want to keep saying thank you. And like Lynn said, and Dr. Lynn Rogers said, and it's just so awesome, is we appreciate you thanking us. And that's been very nice. It is. And maybe we don't relay that, say you're welcome, but we really do look at it as a group effort.
Yeah.
We truly do. It ain't an individual thing. And there is no I in team. That's a cliche, but it's a true cliche.
And right now, it's donating.
Yes.
But the rest of the year, they donate all year.
Hours and dollars.
But all the things that they do too,
32008. 32,008. I was thinking.
That's still good.
Yeah.
We'll take that.
Yeah.
You know that we're only $10,000 away from our goal?
Oh, isn't that great?
This is sick. And
Wow.
Not too sick.
GM, Kathy, Maris, Olats,
That's it.
you're kicking butt.
And all
Wow. Can Olats hear us?
I hope she can. What time is it in Olats land?
6 hours plus.
6 hours plus. Does that mean it's a variable? Or?
Oh, it'd be in the wee hours of the morning.
She's up. She's tough. But either way, I know that that we're having some fun out there. It's always fun to see the energy kick in around the 6 to 7 to 8 to 9 to 10, 11 to 12, because it carries us through. And I know Donna usually hangs with us right till midnight, because, she's got a snow broom and our cars need to be cleaned.
Every year.
Every year she's been out there brooming our cars.
It's snowing again tonight.
Yes.
It wasn't snowing until tonight.
Can we have it done by 11?
If you come up with me.
Honey, how am I going to get home if you don't come with me?
Well,
I know got a gift there. They're called feet. Man who walks with
bears should be able to walk with snow.
That's right.
Yeah.
and I wanted to say something else about the volunteers and the educators, everybody that comes here.
Interns.
And the interns, yes, the interns who were so wonderful all the years. I didn't get to say goodbye to some of them this year, which I'm really sad about. But
We'll say goodbye to them. Go ahead.
well, hello.
They're probably out there.
Yeah.
They're watching.
But they bring our ideas, which is so good, because there are some things that even a genius wouldn't think of it.
You don't think of, you're saying?
and the people come with ideas that are so superlative that it's really neat. The more people that come and are part of it, that's why it's so good, is because of all the ideas put together. You think it's Lynn, but it's not all him.
I feel like we should go a different direction here. We were doing so good, and now we're starting to head down a slippery slope of snow. So I think it all started with my comment about your feet, and I'm sorry.
Yeah, right. Save me.
I'm saving you. I'm about ready to bring you right back up. Are you ready?
Yes.
Because I'm going to tell you something.
What's that?
The Cub Room.
Yeah.
I want everybody that's on video, hopefully you can see it on live here on our stream, but that big TV right there, that TV, that 75-inch TV, Sharon Harrell was telling me last night when she was sitting out here waiting for Judy and I that she was able to watch TV from out in the parking lot.
The middle of the parking lot
in her car, able to watch this TV that some genius fought to get put there. And, I got to admit, I was not excited about this TV. And he knows that. And I am always willing to admit when I was wrong, and boy, was I wrong.
Well, of course you were.
And that TV is just absolutely sucks you into this cub room.
Like I said earlier, that I kind of feel sorry for the guys that put so much into making this beautiful, because when anybody walks in, that bright TV with live size, actual size bears on it, doing their action is going to grab all the attention.
I think it's just amazing, and I got to ask you both again. Antlers by Klaus did such a great job. Custom Theaters of Ely did a great job. Morrow did a great job. Thank you, Morrow, if you're watching. Yeah. And Klaus and those guys, and Mark, and all the guys that were here doing this work. But what do you think of that white pine tree?
Oh, that's incredible. That needed to be in there, and it's the perfect thing to be in there, because the white pine is what you think of when you think of up here in Ely.
Yeah, and isn't it amazing that that is a replica of one of the trees that was in the woods here?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. An exact replica.
Like I said earlier, it fooled me. I thought, I didn't touch it, but just looking at it, I thought, that's a real tree.
Yeah. And I'll tell you what, I watched him cart that thing in. If that would have been a real tree, I can't imagine what that thing would have weighed, because the one that they brought in on the cart was ridiculously heavy. And it was amazing that it got... They look so real. Well, they are real, but it looks just amazing.
I would almost guess that the tree they made it from had been struck by lightning.
It was. You are correct. It was struck by lightning. He is also a lightning expert. And that is true. He does know weather well.
Well, it looks so good that, when there's kids in here, there's stories we can tell about this tree, the bears, why they're up there, and how bears climb the trees in storms to be safe. They're climbing the biggest tree they can, the wonderful white pine, but those are the ones most likely to get struck by lightning, and there's risk. And anyway, there's so much.
I got a question for you. That brings up a question. A lot of times when there's fires, bears, you have told me, go up trees.
Yeah, I didn't want to talk about that.
But if they go up a big, huge white pine tree, aren't they somewhat protected, because they don't tend to burn like the other trees do?
Well, if there's not trees around it to jump the flames up into the crown, then it is a good choice.
Okay.
But if there are trees growing around it that can put the stuff up, I don't even want to say this.
Okay, well, it can be tough.
Yeah.
The nature is not always easy.
Right.
Sometimes it's very disappointing and it bums us out, but the fact of the matter is white pine trees are really a black bear's protection in many other areas.
Absolutely, yeah. And white pines are only in like the northeastern United States and southern Canada, but there are other trees that have this kind of bark in other areas that serve that purpose.
Okay.
But around here, the mothers pass thousands of other trees to get to a white pine.
So all this was due because we had 2 years of Give to the Max for donations.
Right.
Amongst other donations.
Yeah.
Put us over the top to be able to afford to do this.
Right.
And without those donations, we couldn't have done this.
No.
Right.
Not even close.
Yeah,
It did seem like we were waiting, it seemed like we wanted it done right away. But it's turned out really well. It's been worth every second of the time it took, and it's a wonderful room.
Yep. And what you made me think of, too, when you talked about how much we got in, and we couldn't have done it without.
Yep.
I mean, we make enough with retail and admissions to carry us through.
Yes.
But for the improvements, we really need the help.
Oh, boy, ain't that true.
And what I'm hoping that we do in the future, and I guess I throw this out, I hope there's a lot of people listening, what we want to have is a $20 million legacy fund that we would live off only the 5% income from it per year, but that's $1 million. And with $1 million, we could really expand our mission. We would be Well, because we want to reach kids. We could pay schools, subsidize, send their school buses here full of kids.
Yep.
We could do distance learning to classrooms across the country, around the world, and but most likely across the country in Canada, and that a lot of schools can't pay for it. But if we got $1 million a year, we could be somebody to be an educator here and get really good at how to reach kids, and a beautiful background built here for the Skype education thing that they would be talking through, and get people that really can connect with kids, and make that a major part of our education.
Yeah, we did talk earlier today about making a difference for Bears, your living legacy. And we talked about our legacy wall for the first time, which we really haven't talked a lot about.
Yeah.
And that legacy wall is beautiful. And it's going to really, really be something for somebody's legacy to be up on that wall.
And another
the Bear Center.
Another thing we got going that the schools could hardly afford was the Black Bear boxes with so much information in them, and puppets and stuff that people can put on skits with, and those were popular in schools, but they could hardly afford the freight. So if we had a legacy going, we could afford the freight. They could afford the freight. We'd make it affordable.
That's true. That's true. Well spoken.
Yeah, there's so much we can do.
Oh, I know. And how are we sitting right now? We're going to take a quick peek. We're going to see if we're at our match, because we're going to keep here until we get our match. $32,373. Well, we don't know yet. We got to take a look and see. They're going to tell us. We are how much away?
Match dollars are now gone.
We made
way to go.
Since you called it. So I'm telling you what, I'm starting to believe Donna.
I could just
hear. I thought it was his eyes.
We just heard the numbers, and all of a sudden it was just going out of hand. Going up.
Well, we were so
and they did it.
We were so excited about talking about stuff. We made a match.
And I didn't hear it. I didn't hear it.
How many minutes? 35 minutes?
35 minutes?
About 36 minutes.
Wow, great job out there. Very good job,
everyone.
Awesome
Thank you.
job.
Good job, everybody.
Person or business
And
or whoever.
what nice sound would Ted make if he knew we've got a match, Doc?
He would be saying, with even some tongue clicks mixed in.
Can you do a tongue click, Lynn?
That's harder.
Okay. Well, try.
With that?
Try.
I can't quite do it.
Close.
I didn't master that one.
Close.
I like the...
Did you guys happen to hear today we had Bouncing Bear here?
I saw Bouncing Bear. Oh, that was so entertaining.
He did Snow Angel.
Very familiar.
Well, that bear was trained by a special hand, so he tends to imitate him. But we had Bouncing Bear here, Lynn, and he made 2 snow bear angels out there on the pond. Well, the pond was creaking from the strain and stress of Bouncing Bear being on the ice.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's courageous.
Yeah. I thought we maybe change it to
Who
courageous
in our
bear.
group would do that?
Only Bouncing Bear would.
Oh, okay.
So we had some fun there, and we've got a great night with you guys. We made our match, so we're done now. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I'm joking.
Do more. We got few more dollars.
You know, before the Bear Center was open, I remember Lynn saying, we're going to have 100 TVs in there. And everybody looked at each other and thought, oh, man, that's the worst thing I've ever heard in my life.
It's like a sports bar.
I know. I thought, kids, it's not going to be good. People are just going to watch TVs the whole time. And it turns out that's what you do. You watch TVs and you read signs next to the TVs and you learn about behavior. And I have to say it was a good, smart idea. But
genius.
A genius idea. That's right. But he better be nicer on the way home. Otherwise, I'm not saying it ever again.
I've got to carry this one back up again. I've got to keep resurfacing to what an exciting night this is to have you two here and showing so much love for each other. It's just really neat to be able to experience such guidance in how we should act as people. We really appreciate it. Thank you.
The perfect marriage example, and I mean, how much better can you get?
Yeah. Absolutely.
All right. Well, with that note, I want to say hi if my wife is watching out there. Love you, honey. And that's how I usually end it. And I usually like it that way, is to let everybody out there know we really do genuinely enjoy everybody. And I know that there's always the personality struggles and funness that go with everything, but ultimately, we all enjoy each other, and we enjoy growing the mission.
It's a fun group here, and things happen.
That's right. And the motto is have fun while you're doing what's fun, right?
Right.
They sure love the bears and treat them so well. They really take good care of them, and anything that happens, they are right on it, and it's just wonderful. It's the best place that you'll ever go to with wildlife.
Thank you for saying that, those kind words, and I know that our senior bear keeper appreciates those words, and she is really super excited.
I do very much appreciate those, because Donna and I like to kid around a lot together, and that was very, very sweet.
Yeah.
Very, very nice, and I appreciate that.
So, what they're good at, and that's what we got here. People are here not to make the money. They're here because they're good at it. They love the mission.
And the mission that we've got here is to teach people about the truths,
right,
about bears and black bears. And the most exciting part of this whole venture of the North American Bear Center for me was when we opened up the 50 years of research of Dr. Lynn Rogers. And it truly was an exciting moment for me to see that developing. And Judy McClure, if you're out there watching, you deserve a big kudos. We have not forgot about you.
Yeah.
And we want to say hi, Judy. And we want to let you know that we care, and we're thinking about you. We're loving you and praying for you, okay? And I know it's a struggle for you not to be here tonight, because I know she would if she could.
Absolutely.
And she's a big team player here, too.
Yeah. We're blessed with Judy.
Yes.
She's the one with so many good ideas that I run everything by her about exhibits here, and she adds so much. And just to throw a little thing in about the 50-year exhibit, I've always wanted to kind of keep my name low here because I want it to be about the mission, not about me.
The genius.
And let's say that. It sounds good. But don't say that, because the next thing anybody...
I didn't say it. Keep going.
Oh, okay, good. Anyway, but then you, Scott, came up with the idea for the exhibit.
It was a group effort.
And because so many people were asking, actually, and I feel honored by this, where did all this good information come from? They wanted to know more about the origin.
Yes.
And you said it's time, we have to do it. And so I went along, and it turns out it's high interest.
High interest, and it's enjoyable, is it not, to relive some of those moments that you've had?
Right, yeah, right. Yep.
I mean, we've got, for those of you know, it's Perkins.
Marlon
Perkins, and he had a very famous show when I was growing up called The Wild Kingdom.
Yeah.
Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom. And it does date us, but I'm going to tell you right now, you can still look up and watch those archived videos on a number of different, like Netflix, and I'm not trying to do advertising, but you can watch them. And I could not believe that I was sitting there watching that video in awe of... I just really enjoy it.
Yeah, and, so you guys put it in the exhibit. That's from back in 1980. Donna and I were married for 1 year at that point.
It was so much fun. He was such a nice guy and wanted to learn.
Yeah.
And he was great to be with, except he couldn't say Kawishwi.
Well, and I got one tiny story to tell.
Okay.
And then it turned out to be one of his favorite shows he ever made. And when he had his, I think it was his 75th birthday, saying that in 5 minutes, can you call in here? And I did, to say happy birthday. And that was nice that he wanted me to be part of the show because it was one of his favorites. But then I got upstaged. The next caller was Ronald Reagan.
Oh boy! Well, what do you do, right? But I just had a text from Morrow from Custom Theaters of Ely.
Uh-huh.
And I think I'm pronouncing that right? Right?
Yeah.
Custom Theaters of Ely. And Morrow works hard. And really takes pride in what he does too.
Yeah.
And he has worked very hard to get this broadcast pretty much flawless.
Yeah. I think that we're in the sound and video are pretty much in sync now.
I think they're definitely, my lips are moving with my voice. And he just said that we're still a little hot when we get excited. I think that was a compliment.
Ah.
That we're hot. What do you think?
Sure.
Okay. And I don't mean
we'll take it. We'll take it.
We can get. We'll take that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd like to say that I think that this Bear Center should be a required course for anybody that goes into wildlife, and I really challenge the wildlife people out there to come in and see what it looks like here and learn what you see, read the signs and give us some input on what you see, and come in and I bet you'll learn some new things that you didn't know, especially if you just read books and think that you know about bears and wildlife from the books. You'll find out that does not tell you anything true like you need to know in real life. The bears don't follow rules, and really, if you come in and you see what it's like here, you'll just be amazed and impressed.
Because the stuff that's here came from the bears themselves.
Very neat. So right now, what's our amount at?
$32,503.
$32,503.
10 grand left.
We got $9,500 to go to meet our goal of $42,000. And folks, I got to tell you right now, we were a little bit concerned about putting that $42,000 amount out there, but being it's for the bears and for their enjoyment and for their exercise and to prevent psychosis. Did I say that right?
Right, you did.
I'm getting there. And, those other things that he said, too, with repetitiveness.
Right.
We don't want to be repetitive here tonight, but you know what? It's a night that we need to be repetitive and say, because of you, the pond's going to get done and repaired and fixed right, and the bears are going to enjoy a deeper pond that's much better than it could have ever been, and it's always been an enjoyable pond.
It'll last forever.
Well, nothing's forever, but we're going to say that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, right.
I mean, yes, you are true. We're hoping it lasts years and years and years out, which I believe it will. We do deal with one thing here in Ely that is a little bit of a mulligan in some ways. I suppose we could call them, well, I guess if you get a mulligan, it wouldn't be, but we have a very, very cold winters here, and sometimes we get deep frost. And the deep process last year is what really took a pounding on this pond. But had it had a rubber liner and everything in it, even though it would have cracked in that bowl area, it would have still stayed intact and would not have leaked. So you are correct. It should last for years.
We're putting a double rubber lining in now.
Yes. So we can't say enough about the donations right now. We are looking at going strong here in the next few hours. We've got a power hour coming up between 10 and 11 o'clock. And that power hour is based on the amount of dollars in donations that are giving that hour. Puts us to maybe get a chance into being the top 4. And the divisor would be 4 divided by 10. $1,000 would give us each how much?
$2,500.
$2,500. And we've still got a lot of chances to win 500 and 1,000. Correct?
That would be amazing, I think. Wouldn't that be a surprise and a wonderful surprise?
Yes. But at the same time, we're just happy with what we're doing, and we're moving along here, and we're gonna do what we can do, right? As a group out there, we're gonna do what we can do.
What we do.
That is what we do. And that's what we do best. We work
together.
Right.
Is there anything you guys want to say in the next few minutes here to everybody out there?
Just thanks for everything. Thanks for your kind words and letters that you write and all the things that you do other than being part of the Bear Center. Just who you are is such a joy to all of us. You really brighten our days so many times, and just your comments, and I know at the gardening when you would say nice things out there, I appreciated it because I really am not a gardener, but it just turned out all right, I guess. And at least the bees came and the butterflies. So thank you so much for everything, and especially tonight. Now you're really, really going beyond and above, and I'm so thankful. We'll really look forward, just like this cub room. It's so incredible. We look forward to Ted swimming in the pond.
Yep. And
Don't forget the other three.
and
Yeah, they can swim too, but we love Ted so much.
Yep. And I say thank you. Thank you for being part of the team.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely. Big team. And a lot of the team isn't even here. And a lot. I mean, you're out there somewhere.
We are the team out there.
Right. Mm-hmm. We just represent. We're here, but the majority of the team is really out there.
Right.
Yep, I agree.
Right.
Yep.
Good. Well, with that, we're going to be coming back at 7 o'clock, which is a short 10 minutes. I don't even know if it's 10 minutes, is it?
It's 8.
So 8 minutes away from now, we're going to be coming back. I don't know. Are you guys going to be here in 8 minutes?
Do you want us to be?
We would like you to be. So why don't we take an 8-minute break to go use facilities or do whatever we need to do. We'll let you guys take a breath.
And share while we're gone. Share all this social media. Yeah. Share it. Share it.
Do it for the Bears.
Yeah. Yep.
There we go.
Share it with your friends, everyone.
Okay.
And get people keyed up, ready to go for the power hour, too.
That's right. I'm going to clarify the power hour again because I'm being told it's not a divisor, but I got to take a look at it because I thought I read that. But we'll clarify that. We'll make sure we get you the right information back. So again, let's go here. Let's keep going, and we'll do a great job. And we'll see you in about 7 minutes. Bye now.
Mm-hmm.